Hi friends, my name is Debbie and today we're going to be painting this beautiful beach scene. For paper I'm going to be using my 100% cotton paper. For pen I'm using the Newton and Windsor professional set. Also, just to remind you, I don't paint realistic, this is just an inspiration piece. So let's jump in and get started. We're going to start off by putting the sky first. So I'm going to be using my light blue. This is the cerulean blue from my palette, and we're using lots of water, not too much pigment. And I'm using my quill brush, but you can use any brush that you have. This one just holds more water, so it makes things easier for blending, and also it just holds more water, so you just pick a little bit of paint and it goes a long way. It will take you for a long time. You don't have to use too much. Make sure you try to keep light colors first. That's how we paint in watercolor. We go from light to dark, and that's what we're doing right now. We start with the sky. Now I made a mix of my this is just the Payne's gray, really light on the color, and I'm putting underneath the cloud. So to make your cloud, you're just gonna take a piece of paper and you just wanna wipe off some of the paint, remove some of that, just bring some of the highlights back into your cloud, and then under the cloud you're gonna add your gray color, and then you can go back with the paper towel and pick up some of the pigment just to give some of the fluffiness of the clouds. And then we're moving to the water, and for the water I'm using the ultramarine blue, really light on the color. We're gonna keep the darker color is gonna be on the horizon line, and that's gonna give you the nice definition to the water. And then you're gonna get your turquoise color and just blend it. You can do some lifting like you see I'm doing right now. I just clean my brush and go back, pick up some of the paint, and I'm bringing the highlight back into the water. And you can add as much paint as you want into your ocean, or you can use a little if you want. I put a piece of tape just to keep my line nice and straight. You don't have to do that. If you have good hand, just go for it. Mine shakes a little bit, so that's why I decided to put a little bit of a tape. I'm going back with the turquoise, really light on the color, lots of water, really tiny on the pigment. And then you can go as many layers as you want, just to give some more definition to your water. For me, the tape works perfect because it just keeps the paint under my sky, so I can apply as many layers as I want and just bring those nice beautiful colors back into the water. And just make sure you blend as you go, and don't forget to bring the highlight to the water where the foam is going to be, and also near the sand. We're going to go back to it whenever this is completely dry. Then for this part here, I'm using this is like a light red, kind of brownish color. If you do not have that one, you can use the umber or your sienna. That's the same color, and that's like a terracotta kind of bricks that this type of houses they have. So that's just on top of the roof. Also the kind of like the chimney of the house, just putting those pieces in there. And then we're gonna do some dry brush technique. So this is when you get your paint on your brush. Do not add any water to your brush. Just pick up the paint and put your brush completely flat on your paper. And this is just gonna scrape off the paper, and it's gonna give you this beautiful texture that you see right here. And you can apply, as I see in the picture, is kind of between gray and some reddish in there, so that's what I'm doing. I put the burnt umber first with a little bit of my sienna, and I apply some of my Payne's gray with the same technique, the dry brush technique. And then for this part here, you want to have a lot of different colors of your browns. So you want to have light, medium, and reddish browns, more light browns. I would say more like a yellow ochre kind of, because you want to have different colors so it gives the texture of the nice beautiful stones. And you can have these colors already set to go. Make sure you mix them first and then you start painting your house. I apologize for the camera, sometimes it loses the focus. I'm still learning how to use this kind of technology, so I apologize for that if it's getting out of focus. I'm trying my best to keep it in place. For this part of the house, we're just gonna apply all of the bricks in some of the places, keeping some areas light. We're gonna go back and put some gray stones, and then we're gonna do a really light mix of my Payne's gray. If you don't have that one, you can use ultramarine blue and burnt umber, 50%, 50%, and that's gonna give you this beautiful gray, and just add a lot of water. Really diluted color, because we want to make sure it's nice and light. We're just gonna go around the house, filling in all the white spaces. And please, friends, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Make sure you give this video a like. It helps this channel to grow bigger. It helps this art community to grow, and helps me to make more content like this one. Maybe you're just watching for fun, or maybe you're learning something. I hope you are. And it helps my channel for sure. So please don't forget to give it a like and make sure you subscribe, and also turn the notifications on. So every time I put a video on my channel, you will get notified. Now I'm putting some of the shadows underneath the roof, and that's just the same color, the gray or your Payne's gray. And I'm just filling in the spaces. Remember to leave this part of the house white. We're gonna go back to it. I'm using the same gray color for the sidewalk, and then I'm just adding the shadows here on top of the roof, bringing those lines back to life, putting them in some places, and applying some of the shadows, bringing those tiny little bricks here on the chimneys. And then I'm just applying some more dry brush technique. I'm just making sure that all of my lines are showing. I'm adding some green to this part of the mountain, and this is just my hooker's green. I added some of my ultramarine blue to make a darker green, and then I added the sap green on the bottom. For this part here, I'm using my bleed proof white just to make a light, really light gray, and I'm putting those on the rocks. Then this part here, I'm using my burnt umber and a little bit of the burnt sienna. And then I'm doing some dry brush technique with the leftover of my gray, just to bring those highlights back into the stones or the rocks. And you can add as much as you want or as little as you want. For this part here, I'm putting some of my yellow ochre and bringing those lines. As you see here, there's some rocks inside the water, so we're putting those in there. Then I did a really light wash of the umber, and then I'm applying some yellow ochre on top, doing some dry brush with the burnt sienna, just a touch to give those shadows into the rocks. And then some more dry brush with the burnt umber and some of the rocks just on top for more texture. Then I added the light gray, with is a mix of ultramarine blue and burnt umber, 50%, 50%, a lot of water. I would say 80% water. Now I'm doing some splatter, of course. I love splatter. And this is just to give some more texture to your sand. It makes it look more natural, more organic. So that's what we are doing. For the water, I see some shadows in the water. So I'm just applying the same color, and it looks darker because the first layer is already dried, and I'm just giving some more definition into the water, putting some dots here and there, some marks as I see in the picture. So I'm just trying to represent the picture on my painting as closest as I can. For this part here, I'm just putting the sap green using the tip of the brush, bringing those really nice textures to my grass. Then I'm filling in the spot inside the windows, those shadows inside for the glass. And then this part here, I did a mix of sap green and my cadmium yellow. And we just want to put some salt. This is going to give you some more texture. And we're doing the same color on the other side. Just bringing those beautiful light greens into my tree. And then I'm gonna use a nice sponge and I'm gonna apply the texture to my trees. So what I did is I had different levels of green. I have light, medium, and dark. And I used my sponge. And then I went back to my trees. I made a darker color with the sap green, ultramarine blue, and a touch of the Payne's gray to make it really, really dark. Going back with my sponge just to give some more texture, bringing those tiny leaves to the outside of the tree. And then for this part here, I applied the masking fluids to some of the flowers just to keep those nice, beautiful flowers nice and bright. So we want to keep those covered with the masking fluid. That's the way you keep your whites. And then I wetted the rest of the paper, and we're gonna be working wet on wet. And I'm just adding some areas where I see the purple. I added some of my pink. This is called Purple Lake. But you can use the magenta if you have. And then for the purple, if you don't have purple, just use your magenta and add some of your blue. That's gonna give you this beautiful purple. And because it's wet, the paint is gonna move around, it's gonna blend, and that's what we want. We want some blending personality in there. And then I'm applying some of my sap green, some areas just filling in the space where the grass is gonna be. Just bringing those layers into the paper. Then you flip your brush and use the back of your brush to give some texture. If you don't have a pointed brush, you can have a credit card, old credit card. Just cut a piece and use the credit card to give texture to your paper. In this case, I'm just using my brush, and then I'm using my greens. Back again, make sure you have your greens already ready. So have a light one, a medium, and a darker color. And you're just gonna make brush strokes going upwards and just some lines. You can also use a liner brush to make some really thin lines. But if you have good hand, just go for it. Just try to make your lines nice and easy. This is supposed to be stress-free. I don't paint realistic because it stressed me out to give too much details. That's why I do it as simple as possible, and I hope you do it as well. And I hope you have a good time when you're painting. Now I'm using my darker green. This is my sap green with the ultramarine blue and a touch of Payne's gray, and just making those line strokes really simple. Anybody could do this. This is not crazy technique. It's just making lines all the way up. You can put as many as you want or as little as you want. This is your painting, you make it your own. Then I'm going back to my flowers, and I'm just using the tip of the brush and I'm just going zigzag. Nothing crazy. This is the simplest way to paint. For this part here, I did my bleed proof white, and I added some of my yellow. This is the cadmium yellow, and just to bring those highlights back into the grass. I see some tiny little flowers hanging inside the grass, so I'm just trying to bring those nice bright colors into my grass. I'm removing the salt that we applied earlier and going back to this part, just using the tip of your brush, zigzag here and there, making those tiny little dots that represent your flowers. And again, try to skip some areas so they don't blend too much, because the paper is still wet, so it's gonna start moving around. If you don't want them to move too much, just skip some areas. You already have the first layer, so it's okay if you don't put flowers in every single spot. Skip some. I'll let you do that. Just skip some areas. And this part here, I'm using my magenta. Sometimes I'm using the purple that I have left in my palette, and sometimes I use a mix of both. And just zigzagging the tip of the brush, making those tiny little dots. It doesn't have to be perfect. Flowers are not perfect, so don't stress too much about this. This is just to give the illusion that there is the flowers in there. Nobody's gonna be measuring your flowers or looking at how many dots you put in here, put in there. It's okay. Just make it simple. So sometimes I press a little bit harder just to give thicker strokes, and just put in some more areas with my flowers, filling in some of the spaces. And then I can use some of my purples in some areas and some of my lighter colors in some other areas. I try to look at the picture and have an idea where I want to put the things. Like I said, I don't paint realistic, so it's not going to be the exact same thing as you are looking right now. That picture, it won't look the same as the painting, because I'm trying to just put my own touches here and there, but we're going to make it as closer as possible. So this one here, I'm just putting some purples in some areas. As you see, some are really purple and some are lighter purple. Some they have some kind of like a pinky color. They're not all purple. Some are more into the magenta side. So that's what I'm trying to do. Putting some purples here and there, skipping some areas. And you can also use your bleed proof white and add your purple to it, just to bring those highlights back into your flowers. We want highlights and contrast just to make it more interesting and give some more definition to your flowers. And again, I'm just using the tip of the brush, zigzagging. This is the easiest way to paint flowers. Nothing crazy, nothing complicated. You're not supposed to get stressed out. You're supposed to have fun. So we are having fun. I think it's coming all together. It's looking really nice. We will be getting some more details into this painting. So for now, we're just trying to fill in the spaces. Now I'm applying some of the water just to bring more texture to my grass. I feel that it's too flat and needs some more texture. So I'm filling in with the leftover paint mix that I did earlier. This is the sap green with the cadmium yellow, just bringing those highlights back into my grass. And remember, we still have the masking fluid, so we will have to remove that to be able to paint our flowers. Just put in some more grass, really thin marks. Keep those lines nice and tall. Sometimes I put them underneath the flower just to make them look like stems. And sometimes they're just going in different directions, just to make it more interesting. And I'm just applying some more lines. We are almost done with this grass. We don't want to overdo it because when it's wet, the paint just start moving, and we want to make sure we got those nice lines showing all over our grass. So we don't want to overdo this part here. Just few more strokes here and there. And like I said, the easiest way to do this is to have your paint ready to go. So when you wet your paper, you already have your greens, so you don't have to stress too much. Oh my God, this is gonna get dry quick. No, you have your paint ready to go, so just go for it. I'm adding some more highlights in some areas using the magenta and the purple just to bring those pop colors into my flowers. They kind of got faded a little bit, so we want to bring those nice bright colors back into the flowers. Just zigzag, putting those little tiny dots. And you don't have to do all of them, just pick few and bring those highlights back into your flowers. Really, really simple. Put in some of my bleed proof white, bringing those highlights. Just to give some more texture, some of details, and some of the flowers here in the foreground. And then we're doing the shadow for the door. This is the same color that we did previously, and just making those lines for the door. Putting some more shadow underneath. Just one side of the door. Remember, the other one is gonna have the highlight. One is gonna have the contrast. Then I did a little bit of my Payne's gray with lots of water. We don't want this part just to be plain white. We want to bring some color to it. Then I went ahead and removed all of the masking fluid, and I'm gonna start putting the colors for my flowers. This is just my cadmium orange, and this is a really nice mix. Light, I would say I went light on this one, but then I'm gonna be doing a mix of this one and a touch of Payne's gray just to make it on the darker side to give the shadows to the flowers. But don't worry too much about this because we're gonna be using the micron, and if you don't have micron, you can use watercolor pencils, you can use markers, you can use crayons, whatever you have at home. You don't have to go shopping to do this part. If you don't have none of those, just use more concentrated watercolor paint and a thin brush, really thin, and then you can make those lines. For me, I feel like when I add my micron to my paintings, it just makes them look like illustrations, and I love that touch. It just gives a little bit of dimension to your paintings. It's just bring them joy to your paintings. I don't know, I just love doing that, and it just make me feel like it's complete. Just put in some shadows in some areas of my flowers. It doesn't have to be perfect. These flowers are disappearing in the back. Nobody's gonna be looking every single petal, so you don't have to worry about this part here too much. Just put in some highlights and some shadows. For this part here, like you see, I'm using my micron. This is the 0.3, and I apologize, but I couldn't find my ruler. I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere here on my desk, so I grabbed whatever I had. You gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm using this paper here that I found that is hard, and I'm just going around bringing those lines back into the house. putting some more details on the roof, those lines that represent the shingles. It doesn't have to be perfect, we're just adding some more personality to the shingles, the house, just bringing those lines into this painting. Then I decided to add some texture to my stones, and then I'm going to fill in this part here of the rocks that I forgot. They're underneath the tree, and just using the same color as I did before. Now I'm putting some shadows on my sand. This is my my blue that I put on the ocean. Then I added some lines. I'm putting this is wash acrylic, and I'm just using the side of the brush. I'm putting the brush completely flat onto the paper, and I'm just using the paint. I'm not putting no water, just dry brush technique. And this is going to give you the perfect foam for your water. And just wiggle your brush here and there. You can add as much as you want or as little as you want. This is one of the things that I love painting water, is just bring the water back to life. And then I'm just going around the flowers, putting those final details, circling some of the petals, skipping some. And you could do this if you want, or if not, you can leave it the way it was. For me, I feel that it's more complete, and I like to just bring those tiny little flowers back into the foreground. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on my next one. Take care, friends. Bye bye for now.